Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix, and you're listening to the week ahead video for October 21st, 2018. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. And I'm going to apologize because last week I didn't even talk about the upcoming calendar. I didn't even mention all the events that were coming up next week. We just talked technicals and the markets, and then that was it. So I need to make sure I do that today because there are some really important events happening this week. But before I go into those, I just want to mention, if you guys haven't tried out Forex Analytics, please do so. It's only $1 for 10 days. Click right here where it says sign up today. I'm not going to click on it because I'm already signed up, obviously. But once you do that and you sign up, make sure you download the mobile application from the App Store or the Google Play Store, and then you have all of our analysis right to the palm of your hands. All right, now let's talk about what's coming up next week, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the technicals that we see here. Next week's an important week because we have the Bank of Canada on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we have the ECB. So two very, very important central bank meetings, and there are some expectations, specifically with the Bank of Canada. So last week, if you guys weren't watching on Friday, the dollar Canadian actually made a pretty big rally right into key resistance at it's basically 131.25, which you can see here is the 127% extension of this last down move, and it's also channel resistance, so we stopped there. The reason why we made a rally up into those levels is because the inflation data came in below expectations, and also the retail sales. And so how the Bank of Canada frames this next meeting, considering the market has been looking for not only a rate hike this week, but for two more rate hikes, how they frame that, and if they what I'm basically going to say here is that the market already has very high expectations for more rate hikes, and if they come in a little dovish, there's a risk that the dollar Canadian can actually break out and head out towards the 133, maybe even 134 level, up towards the major trend highs here. And this has been kind of an important point that I've been trying to make on our daily webinars, even on Twitter, is that the market was really prepared for the new USMCA trade deal to take place, the old NAFTA, or new NAFTA, if you will. And the market gapped down. We stopped right here at 128, and everybody's like, look, the Bank of Canada is going to start raising rates. They're going to be a little bit more hawkish, and this move has been almost catching the entire market off guard. So what I see here, technically, you'll notice where I'm clicking. All right, you should be able to see this on your screen, even though it's not populating on my screen. We have a left shoulder, right shoulder, head, neckline. We broke it. So right through here, right, this would be a neckline. We have an inverted head and shoulder pattern that actually points to 134. So if we break these highs, I don't know if I'd want to be short. So that's number one, and that's something I really wanted to point out this week, is if we break through these, like, let's just call it Friday's highs, there's a risk that we could go a lot higher. Now, the other central bank that's meeting is the ECB, and the ECB, and if you watch the price action, actually, here, let's move this up a little bit, let's move this over, and let's expand the chart. On Friday, the euro had a really nice rally, an outside day candle, a possible double bottom here. It looks like we're going to continue to recover in the euro dollar, at least early in the next week. Italy avoided getting junk bond ratings over the weekend, so the euro is probably going to continue to rally, at least in the beginning of the week, and we might see a pushback towards 116. And you guys know I've not been too sure of how to trade the euro in recent weeks, and with rightfully so. I mean, we've got false breakouts to the upside here, false breakdowns to the downside. It's just been really choppy. However, we do have pretty key potential double bottom. We take out 116.20, and then we might actually make another move towards 118. Now the ECB is going to have a very tricky meeting this week, because they're going to have a nice balancing act between how do we normalize monetary policy the best that we can without causing, you know, concern over what's happening in Italy and some of the other peripheral Eurozone countries. So it has been very, very choppy, but technically we have a double bottom here potentially, and above 116.20 is pretty bullish. Now the flip side of that is if we do break through 114, we will see probably 113 fairly quickly. If you look at, whoops, that's an hourly. Let me go back over to the weekly chart here. You know, if we break through the lows here, 113, I would imagine would be where we're headed. So this is a pretty important support as far as the euro goes, that we're seeing, and you know, I don't think bulls bulls don't want to see us break back below that. As far as what else is happening in the markets and other developments. Oh, by the way, since we were talking about the euro, let's take a real quick look at the euro yen. The euro yen had a really good move on Friday, and we moved up towards channel resistance, and this is a pretty good channel. So I think a break above those highs on Friday, we could target 130.50, and then above 130.50, we might see the 200-day moving average. And all this could happen, in my opinion, before the ECB meeting on Thursday. The pound, the cable, it's been pretty choppy waters as far as the pound goes. I'm not really convinced one direction or the other. All I know is we are making lower highs, and we might be making lower lows. So actually, if you connect these lows right through here, we might have a triangle consolidation, which it's great if you can recognize it being a consolidation. This way you don't get caught up trying to chase the market one direction or the other. We might just end up consolidating here between this 130, let's just call it 131, 132.50, and just kind of bounce around for a while until we get some more concrete evidence about the future of Brexit, how it's going to develop moving forward. The Aussie has been in a really strong down channel, all right, and you can see it's just been extremely bearish. If we make it above, let's just call it 71.50, 71.60, we could see, you know, 72 cents, maybe 72.50. But the flip side is, if you look at the Kiwi is right up against channel resistance and also a 618 retracement. So this, you know, perhaps the Kiwi actually breaks higher. But if it doesn't, you know, we're just stuck in this downward channel as well. So just, there are a few things that are developing. And by the way, I should also mention, as far as the dollar yen goes, the dollar yen, really key trendline support that comes through here, and really that support comes in around just below 112. So as long as we're above 112, it's not bearish. But if we get below 112, or maybe 111, 70, 80, we might have a bear flag pattern develop, and some, you know, bearish momentum will pick up after that, and that will probably coincide with some risk aversion if you're watching the S&P. And you know, I guess I should also mention really quick, since I'm on the topic of the S&P, we're obviously keeping a really close eye on the 200-day moving average, which we're just trading around. So, you know, the S&P still is trading relatively heavy, and I think that depending on what happens here, it could obviously influence the dollar yen as well. So guys and gals, if you enjoyed this video, you think it's going to be helpful for you next week, make sure you click the thumbs up button. It always makes myself and the rest of our crew, makes us feel good, so we can continue to make these videos for you. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way you don't miss any of our great interviews that Dale Pinkert does throughout the course of the week. Excuse me. And I want to say, enjoy the rest of your weekend, the little bit you might have, and we'll see you on the FACE webinar Monday morning. It's free, so we'll see you there. My name is Blake Morrow. I'm with ForexAnalytix, and you're listening to the Week Ahead video. Thank you very much.